Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down again with Skye Coyne, star of the movie Lifetime Movie Network. Be careful what you say. Join us as we delve into Skye's insights into her character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here with us, Skye.
Oh my God. Of course. Thanks
Great,
for having me.
it's a pleasure. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character? And be careful what you say.
Oh, I sure can. Gosh, I mean, she's somebody who is, I think, very determined. Like she has this podcast that she started with her friend Zach. And I feel like she's somebody that has a hard time listening to like what other people say, like other people's advice, which is ironic because she hosts a podcast where like she gives advice. So I think, she's somebody that like by the end of the movie, I feel like she has that arc where she does get to like, kind of I think take a little bit more time to self-reflect, which I think is a good, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good quality to have.
Great. And what initially attracted you to your role in this movie?
If I'm being completely honest, it was really more so working with the team that made the movie. When I was offered the job for this one, I hadn't actually read the script, but I'd worked with Doug Campbell and Nikki Layson before, who Doug Campbell's the director and Nikki Layson is the producer. We did a movie a little bit earlier in that year called Vanished in Yosemite, and it was one of my favorite projects that I'd ever done just because of working with them. So the fact that they were attached to this movie and wanted to have me back, I was like, I don't even need to read the script. I just want to do this movie with them. So that was really what attracted me to the project, was getting to work with them again because they're awesome. They're just like really good people to be around.
It's a great environment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the thing is like Doug specifically, he's very much an actor's director in the sense that like he kind of just lets you do your thing. Like he doesn't really get in the way with trying to like give preemptive notes or anything. But then when he does give notes, they're so crystal clear and he really knows how to communicate what it is that he's trying to achieve. Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
yeah, it's great. So, and what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
Oh man. Again, I feel like just the people that were involved, like the fact that I got to work with Nicole Dion, who's like become one of my best friends out here in LA. She's the actress that played Vanessa. So we were like kind of arch enemies in the movie, but in reality, like she's become a very dear friend of mine and is just a wonderful person. And then getting to work with Jason Tobias again, who played my fiance in the movie. This is the second movie that we've done together. So just getting to like, work with your friends is always such a treat. And I think in doing that, it makes you feel like you're not working. You're like, oh, I'm just having a great time on set telling this story. And then you're like, oh, wait, that's right. It's a job, you know? So
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's what made it so special.
great. I spoke with Jason last week about this premiere, and he told me very good thing about you, and
Oh, I love working with Jason. He's awesome.
and what was it like working with him again and with the casting crew?
Yeah. No, Jason is like, he is somebody he's one of my favorite people to work with because, first of all, he's such a respectful person, which, when you're shooting certain scenes is like what you hope for.
Yeah,
Um, And he's really professional and he's really good at his job. So when everybody shows up on set and they're prepared, they know their lines, they have choices that they've made. It just, it like makes everything run so much more smoothly. So yeah, he's great to work with. No wonder he works all the time, like totally makes sense because he's a joy for sure.
yeah. And what can you tease about your character journey?
I think she definitely makes some really questionable decisions in her life. Um, but I think by the end, she's a little bit smarter with the decisions that she makes. Because I feel like she's very gullible and very like, you're kind of like, how do you not see this this coming? But I think by the end, she's learned the hard way, but nonetheless, she has learned. So I think she becomes a little bit wiser, I guess is something that I would say.
Yeah, great. And what was your favorite scene or moment while filming this movie?
Um, oh, okay. So I would say like there's a fight scene at the very end. I'm not gonna like say who it was with or whatever in case nobody has seen it yet or doesn't want it to be spoiled. But there's yeah, the I would say the big fight scene at the end was definitely one of my favorite things to shoot. Um, because it was just really fun, exhausting, like absolutely exhausting by the end, but so much fun.
Amazing. So, change of subject.
Yes.
I saw that you have another movie upcoming, Married Alive.
Oh, yes.
Ah, can you tell us a little bit about this movie?
Yes, I would love to. So, Married Alive is a movie that was written, directed, and produced by Bruce Reisman. I feel like I'm mispronouncing his last name, which I should know better. But that story, it's such a beautiful story. It's about a father and a son that go on a road trip. Essentially, they have a little bit of like a strained relationship, and the son ends up getting pinned underneath a Jeep because there's like mud and bad weather. And so basically, this dad is trying to like race against time so that his son doesn't like sink in the mud. So I'm like a more supporting character in that particular story. I play the fiance of the son that's pinned underneath the Jeep. So I really enjoyed working on that movie. Another example of just working with really, really good, talented people.
Amazing. And do you know if it will premiere on Lifetime?
No, that one's definitely not going to premiere on Lifetime. We're not sure yet where that one's going to live, but we'll see.
We will see.
We'll see.
So, talking about future project, what
Yeah.
is about your future project?
Ooh, okay. So something I can tease about future projects. There's a project that I shot towards the end of this year that is probably my favorite thing that I've done ever. And that one will be premiering on Lifetime. I believe this is not like 100% confirmed, but I've been hearing that it will be coming out in March at some point. Um, but that's like that one I'm really excited about. It's kind of it's not like your typical Lifetime movie.
Oh,
Um, yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite scripts I've ever read. And I just like completely fell in love with that character.
great.
So,
You
yeah,
already, you already filmed it, or you
yeah,
have to, you already
yeah,
filmed?
we filmed it in gosh, we're in December now. I think we wrapped it we shot it in October up in Minnesota.
Oh, great.
So, it was definitely yeah, one of the most intense the most intense, exhausting, grueling, challenging project I've ever done, but like I think it'll be worth it.
Amazing. We will chat about them when we'll be out.
Oh, for sure.
Amazing. So, and you planned to take a break now, or you are going to set soon?
I
For
mean, as of
continuing.
right now, I don't have any future bookings lined up. You know how it goes. It's kind of just part of being in this industry. You work And I always assume I'm always proven wrong, but I always assume that like every job I do is going to be the last thing I ever book. I'm like, all right, well, this is it. This is my last movie. It's been a fun ride. So we'll see what 2025 holds.
I suggested to enjoy Christmas now and
Yes,
the Happy New Year,
yes,
and
you
then
too.
we will book something else soon.
I have no doubt about it, Desiree.
Great. So this is it. Make sure, all of you, to be careful what you say on Lifetime platform. And thank you, Sky, to join us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Desiree. I always love like having these chats with you. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. So, and thank you all for watching. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.